me, who are you?
I'm Vina Rathbone, and I just completed a 10-day cleanse. I decided to do it because I've been really interested in alternative holistic treatments for a long time and had read about colonic hydrotherapy, but had always been curious about it but never had the chance. So when I found out about living waters, I was super excited about it. I met with David and Wendy and learned more. And first I did a 3-day a few months ago, and then a few months later I was ready for the 10-day.
Well, so what caused you to come in and do a 10-day cleanse? Do you have anything going on with you?
I didn't have any major health concerns. I just felt like I could be living maybe at my optimum, and while I felt like healthy and exercise and eat well, I just felt like I could take it to the next level and really be my healthiest and my best.
And how do you feel now?
I feel incredible. I think it shows in my skin. That was the first thing I noticed, was my skin was just like glowing, and I went maybe on the 4th or 5th morning to put my normal like foundation and my blush on, and I was like, I don't even need it. I mean, I just feel really good about my skin now, and I think that that's basically reflecting everything inside that got all cleaned out now.
So what did you learn here that was beneficial for you?
I learned a lot. Let's see, what did I learn? That's such a big question because I learned so much. I guess I had really learned what a holistic health experience can be. I kind of knew about nutrition or things like that as in one arena, or my emotions and psychology in one arena, and God and my spiritual journey in another path. And what I learned this past 10 days is that I can tie all of those together for my own health and well-being. 15 or 16, I've been on and off the vegetarian. And when I hit about 21, 22, I was a dedicated pescatarian, and I didn't eat any meat, very limited dairy products, and mostly just fish and vegetables. Then I turned 23 and I moved to Buenos Aires, Argentina, where they don't eat any fish or vegetables, which sounds ironic, but basically I felt very comfortable being a pescatarian, and like I knew how to nourish my body. And then I went to live in a country where I could not feed myself that way. And what was stranger was that every idea I'd had about how not to feed my body was completely the opposite. So they have a diet that's really heavy in red meat, so much steak, delicious steak, and carbs. There's like bakery on every corner, and it's just so much bread and like croissants and little pastries. It was dangerous. And they have lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, and that's definitely has a big presence there, but it was not, it's just very, they'll say like a vegetarian doesn't exist, or you'll ask yourself something if it has meat on it, and it'll have ham on it, and so they'll say no, it doesn't have meat on it, and it'll have ham on it. So there's just, I could not maintain my pescatarian lifestyle there. So what was interesting to me though was, even though this diet that was like pretty rich in white carbohydrates and red meat, which was so backwards to my like fish and veggies diet that I was very sure was the best diet for me, I was amazed that people were so healthy there, and like no one had reactions to gluten. Some of the cracker boxes actually say like with gluten on them with an exclamation point. They advertise it, which I always thought gluten was a dirty word, so I was really confused by that. And there was kind of like no guilt about having a huge bowl of pasta with a side of bread and no salad, and it just turns out their bodies Argentines' bodies could really digest all of that gluten. And when I was living down there, I could too. Felt my healthiest, as healthy as you could be in a really big, dirty city, but just ate I ate meat, I ate carbs, I was no longer a pescatarian. Still ate a lot of vegetables, still exercised a lot, but was amazed that my body had no problem digesting eggs or bread or meat. I get back to America, I can't maintain my Argentine food. I've gone back to, I still eat a meat occasionally, but my body doesn't digest bread the way that it did down there. And
Cleanse.
I when I first talked to Wendy, she's so intuitive. She's such an empath, and she just told me, you have heavy metals. And I have had a couple of root canals, and I have braces for 8 painful years of my life. So I was suspicious already that I had heavy metals, but I didn't really know what to do about them or what they were doing to me. So Wendy was telling me about chlorella, and had me taking the chlorella tablets, and then you see the green stuff come out, and how that's the best way to get rid of all that heavy metal that's been stored in there. That was good. That was good to get rit of. I also got to watch a video that you had about fillings and about root canals, and they described a root canal going wrong basically in the video, and this exact description I totally empathized with, because I had a root canal, and when I was living in South America it started to get all weird, and I had to get it pulled out, which getting a tooth pulled in the third world is not something that I would wish on anyone. It was so traumatic, but after watching that video I was like, I'm so glad, even though it was really painful couple of hours, I'm so glad that tooth is out of my mouth now that I kind of see what it was doing to my body. I think one of the best assignments that Wendy assigns for me work is to retrain your internal dialogue, to cancel out negative thoughts, and to speak to yourself kindly and lovingly and accept yourself. So she has you say things like, I love me, I love myself, into a mirror, which feels totally strange the first 10 times, but then it was like I'd get up in the morning and I'd say that, and I felt really good about that, and then I found it's easier for me to look kindly on others, because I can also look kindly on myself, and just feel like that's what I mean about how you tie in the emotion and the spiritual and the physical thing, like they're all happening together, and you're letting go of old beliefs, old thought patterns, and old stuff that's stuck in your gut. It's cool. It's all tied.
What would you say to someone who was a little bit hesitant about coming in, maybe a little nervous about doing colonics?
I don't know. I was so excited to do a colonic. I wanted to do it for like 3 years, but I guess I'd say you can't feel it really. Like, everyone is so weird about sticking something there. It doesn't feel weird or uncomfortable. It's so fun. It's cool. I'm kind of like gross and into that stuff though, so I no wait, edit that out. That sounds weird, but I don't know. I thought it seems really normal when you just do it. It's not uncomfortable. What was your favorite tool that you used in the class? My favorite tool is the Biomat. I'm obsessed with the Biomat. It's just, at first I was a little bit skeptical, like, all right, this is just like a heated pad. But I was amazed that whenever I would lay on it and kind of go into a meditative state, and I would go way deeper into a meditative state than if I was just laying on my bed in the dark or something. So there is some little magic power to that thing that is so cool, and it just really helps you get into a meditative state, and it feels good. I love that thing.
Yeah.
Also like the T-zone.
What do you like about the T-zone?
I don't know. I just love it. I don't know. It just feels good. Gets you all loosened up. I have noticed I did a yoga class before I came, like before I started the cleanse. I was doing my yoga, and then I just went to one this morning. I was way more flexible, and I think that T-zone helped with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. This was such a cool experience. I would recommend it to everyone. Everyone should do this. It would definitely opens your mind, and in a lot of ways, and it's a good